Alrighty, we are live. It was 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday night, and of course that means I will be doing one of two shows, either Ramsey Coach Support, as is the case tonight, or Tech Support. And on both of those, I go to the affiliated subreddits, either r/Tech Support or r/Dave Ramsey, and I answer questions and comment from those. I also, if I remember to have the chat up, if any chat questions come in, and I'm opening that chat right now. It's on my other screen that I've turned off, so I need to turn that on. I am a Ramsey certified. I'm gonna log in to get that. Every so often it makes you log in for some reason. I don't know why. And you gotta do captchas as well. Traffic lights. Alrighty. Okay, so I will put my links into the chat. As I said, I am a Ramsey Solution Certified Financial Coach. And you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation at Calendly one minute. I had to block a spammer. Calendly.com/coach Steve Money. So, and that link will be at the top of the chat, also in the description. If you want to email about anything, yes, anything, Coach Steve Money at gmail.com. And donations, paypal.me/coach Steve Money. Alrighty. And let me go ahead and add that into the settings community. Let's go ahead and add that on in there. Oops. That would be gotta be it. There we go. That would be .site .space site. That'll take care of that. Save. Okay. Alrighty, so let's get going. As I said, on alternating Mondays, I do Ramsey Coach Support, and on the other Mondays, I do Tech Support. And today is Ramsey Coach Support, so I go to reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey, and I sort by new, And 22 minutes ago. It's by Agoshima. Sorry about the squeaky chair. Is it better to go to college or invest after getting debt free? If you're going to college, you pay for that cash. Let's see what exactly the question is. A 30-year-old man who got debt free last year during the pandy. No kids. The only thing I own is expensive laptop and a car besides clothes and things. I'm currently 2 semesters into a bachelor's degree in computer science. I chose it because it's the only way I can secure a better income since I have no real skills. I can pay for the first 2 years of school, but will probably have to take out student loans for the last 2 years. However, my question is, should I be investing, saving for college, or getting a down payment for a house at that point? If you're going to school, you need to cash flow that school. The first thing you do on the Ramsey plan is you take debt off the table. So student loans not an option there. I suggest Debt-Free Degree by Anthony O'Neill. You can get that in the library, or you can buy that. That is $10 on the Ramsey Solutions website. And that will give you a lot of ideas, things you can do. A lot of it's just working is how you get it. And you spend every other waking hour of the day applying for scholarships and grants. But that's what you do. If you're going to go to school, there's no baby steps except get out of college debt free. That is your only thing. You have $1,000 emergency fund in addition to that, but other than that, you get out of debt. You get out of college debt free. So being 30 years old, you complicate it because you probably, you're not able to live at home or anything like that, live with parents, that kind of thing. So, yeah. So, but yeah, the debt is off the table. I said that in the Ramsey chat today. I said, people need to do a little bit of research on Dave Ramsey and realize, if you Google him for 2 seconds or watch 2 seconds of video, you're gonna realize that you're not gonna call up and they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, you should finance that car." So there was a guy that called on today's replay. It is a repeat all day today. Oh, and I forgot to say that of course, it's a replay all this week for New Year's week. They are all off, and so these are all replays. And the next new show will be on January 3rd. But whether it's a replay or whether it's a new Ramsey show, I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and I do the Ramsey show after show, and I do that live whether or not it's a replay or it is a new show. And so I'll be doing that even New Year's Eve, which is Friday. I will still do that at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, so let's see. Is there anything else I can tell the person? Yeah, he's trying to do, like, asking which one he should be doing: investing, saving for college, or getting a down payment. If you're gonna finish the college, that's definitely going to be an expense, and that's what you want to get out of that debt free. And so that's what you want to do. You can't pay for college and invest and get a down payment for a house all at the same time. And so you are behind the kids that are going to college at 18 years old, obviously, and they'd be 20 now if they you said you can pay for the first 2 years of school. So if you can pay for the first 2 years of school, then you say everything else that you make other than that can go to pay for the rest of the school. So again, Debt-Free Degree by Anthony O'Neill. Alrighty, pay that tuition include first is the one answer to this. All right, let's go back. That is just an ad from Adobe. From Disgruntled Giraffe. Is there a good Ramsey video where Dave emphasizes the importance of investing 15% before paying down the house early? Let's see. Some Ramsey fans made the critical error of getting all hyped up on the debt-free train, that after baby steps 1, 2, 3, they jump straight to baby step 6 and start paying out the mortgage. I'm looking for a video where Dave addresses this and explains the importance of following 4 through 6 in order. That's right. Yep, looking for the something, because my brother told me he was on track to pay us home off in 9 years, but he hasn't saved anything for retirement. At age 30, I feel like he's missing out. He is on some critical investment growth by not saving 15%, sure, debt-free, including mortgage, before age 40 sounds great, but I feel he'd be much better off I'm sure he'd be much better off debt-free, maybe? Debt-free with money invested in a little longer mortgage timeline. Yeah, he's very familiar with the baby steps, not so much. But I think he needs to hear some more examples on the importance of doing steps 4 through 6 in order. Right, they're in order for a reason, because that's the order. You do want to start now after you pay down the house, you can invest whatever you want, but before that it's 15, and it's 15 instead of more than that because it gives you money to complete the other baby steps. 5, save money for your kids' college or your 30-year-old, if whatever it is, and step 6 is to pay off the mortgage. And so your retirement is 15%. Before that, there's has been some cases where someone would call and ask the reasons you would stay out of the market and not start saving for retirement is if you wanted to take a few years off, which means 3 at maximum, and save a higher down payment for a house. Or if you can pay off the house in 3 years. Any longer than 3 years, Dave does not want you out of investing. He wants you to invest that 15%. So steps 1, 2, and 3 are one at a time. That's a $1,000 emergency fund. Pay off all non-mortgage debt, smallest to largest. Step 3, full emergency fund. Those are one at a time. And then steps 4, 5, and 6 are all at the same time, but still in that order. So there's 15% to retirement, start saving for kids' college. You can do that a little bit at a time. And of course, that depends on how old your child is. You just need to make sure you have enough money when that child reaches 18 and will be going to college, unless they get all kinds of scholarships, get a free ride to there, and that would work too. But you do want to be doing that, definitely. As far as a particular video, he says it a lot, that you do them all at the same time. I don't know. There's 12 comments on here. Let's see if somebody found him one. December 21, hour 2, about 3/4 of the way through that episode. All right. This person says it's an FPU. That stands for Financial Peace University. Can't remember which lesson specifically. I think baby steps 4 through 6 are all in one video. They're right. If he's super gung-ho, maybe he should take FPU or even facilitate a class. It's really easy to do and presents the entire plan concisely. That's right. Baby steps 4 through 6 are supposed to be done all at once, so you save 15 for retirement, put money in your kids' college accounts, pay down the mortgage at the same time. And what that is you obviously pay your expenses. So at this point, you're on baby step 4. That means you are debt-free, except the mortgage, and you have a fully funded emergency fund. So, and then you put 15% into retirement. You put money in your kids' college accounts, whatever it takes for them to be, to have that whatever money they need by 18, and then whatever money is left that you have after you do the 15% and the money in the kids' college accounts, whatever money is left goes on to the mortgage. And he says that all the time, whatever's left. And so whatever's left signifies that there's other stuff to do, and the other stuff to do is the 15% for retirement and kid account. Honestly, age 40%, honestly, must be a millennial here or heard them talking too much, because they always say honestly to start every sentence. Why wouldn't you be honest? Why wouldn't we believe you're being honest? You saying honestly or to be honest at the end makes me think you're not being honest, so don't do that. Honestly, age 40 when paid off, I have no doubt, no retirement saving. Still a solid place to be. I mean, that wouldn't suck. That's better than not having a paid off house and no retirement, obviously. But having the retirement started is better than not starting it and just paying off the house. So yeah, like I said, you miss out on a lot of earnings. You can use all the logic you want. I'm sure you tried to explain it mathematically, but he's probably not going to listen to you. Maybe have him call into the show. Honestly, don't recall Dave explaining out loud the reason, so it may be a good topic. Well, that's the reason, is because that's the order. And so it's baby step 4, not 6, the mortgage. Exactly, baby steps in order. I mean, 4, 5, and 6 are all at the same time, but you still do them in order. Then extra goes to the mortgage, as that says. Don't have a video, but heard Dave say it to multiple people. He found a Money Guy video for that. No video. There's sometimes a blog post. How about that? So you got that. Now the person did find a video. Cool. Googled payoff house early, no retirement, Dave Ramsey, and it came up. Of course it did. The Google knows everything. Alrighty, personal finance, need some guidance, etc. Get a little beverage here. Oh, I see apologies for any bad grammar right here. So I will take that into account. Perhaps not from America. Or just realizes they have some shortcomings. So this is from Scream A4. Excuse me. Basically, I'm looking for some help here and trying to decide how I should be approaching things these days. What do I mean by this exactly? Essentially, 20-year-old male was recently, back in October, lost a job in the tech industry and struggling to find something new. Every day I'm questioning myself on whether or not I should return to the industry. That's what you know how to do. That's generally a good paying industry. However, in my city, tech jobs, particularly low-level IT roles, aren't abundantly out there. It really sucks going on this long with little to no hope. Perhaps it's becoming time to find work elsewhere. You're probably not gonna be able to replicate that income just working anywhere, unless you were already only making $15 an hour. That thought scares and depresses me a lot too. I hold 2 degrees. What are the degrees in? End up going to work retail or some other way job that give me nothing in return except a small paycheck, right? Regardless, something needs to give, because currently I'm living off my savings and it's going to run out soon. Any advice or whatever is greatly appreciated. What are the degrees in? Make the good degrees pay for themselves. Rent is $575, family owned. Don't know what that means. Car loan, that is a problem. That's not a crazy amount for a car loan. But that's sucking out your savings, especially if you're not working. Even if you were working, that's taking out a decent size of your income. Also, the student loan, that's taking out a good size. So you need to use those 2 degrees to somehow get a job so you can pay this stuff back. 50K outstanding debt. Car and student, yeah. Let's see what people think. Look into remote IT jobs, get a job, any job. That's right. Yeah, at least to start out, if you can't get a tech job or whatever your degree field is in, one of your degrees, at least work something, do something while you're looking for a better job. Sure, but what about employers being hesitant in hiring me when I can technically leave at any given time? When so could anybody else. Plus, working this part-time, full-time job would definitely decrease my time spending the right job. Okay, well, you're not gonna spend. I mean, if you were spending all your time, all your free time, since you're not working, if you were spending all that time looking for a job, you would have found a job by now. So I get it. I understand what it's like when you would lose a job. I've lost a job before, and it was not fun. But one thing you're not doing is spending every waking hour trying to find a right job. You're feeling sorry for yourself. You're just taking it easy, etc., etc. So yeah, you need to get back to work. Do something. Shark Dad says you didn't specifically write down any goals, but it sounded like 1, finding a job, and 2, job in a field you enjoy with career growth, and maybe even before that, whatever your 2 degrees are in. You got Why degrees do you have? He means what degrees do you have? Are you trying to stay in the IT world? Yeah. I can never really formulate specific goals because thoughts and ideas are always changing. ADHD. All right. A technical degree in information systems and a BA in history. Find out what you can, maybe with both of those combined. Find out what job would use most of those combined. Google, what job can I get with a technical degree in information systems and a BA in history? Google that. All right. This is a WWDD. What would Dave do? Advice with how to help mother-in-law. Alrighty. Hope Kelly's not watching. My husband's parents have always been terrible with money. They lived way above their means and had no retirement set up for themselves because of all the debt they have. They rent an apartment, lease their cars, and had a ton of credit card debt, IRS debt, student loan debt, and any other kind of debt you can think of. Recently, my father-in-law passed away, and it was very tragic. We all miss him very much. Financials or not, he was a wonderful person. Sure. A small bright spot was that his life insurance was able to pay off a lot of debt they had incurred, so my mother-in-law now only has about $40,000 left between student loans, payments to IRS, and a car. The IRS payment should have been first. Pay off the IRS first. The issue is that she has a chance to clear out the rest of this debt and get some on track, but her spending is still out of control. Yeah. She has stopped putting things on credit cards, but spends all of her extra cash on eating out, gifts for people, etc. Yeah, that's over. That's over. That needs to be over. My husband is so stressed out, he doesn't know how to help her. And unfortunately, he's going to have to be the one because it's going to have to come from him. Spouses have to deal with their side of the family, almost always. It should, maybe on the type of person that it is. Perhaps someone whose diaper they didn't change, they would listen to more, but you are just the wife of the person that they diapered. And so Dave always says, once somebody has changed your diaper, they don't want to hear from you about sex or money. So let's see. He doesn't know. We don't want to give her money. No, because she was just spending it. But eventually she won't be able to sustain this lifestyle if she wants to retire. And he's not going to leave her without money or a place to stay if it comes to it, okay? What advice do you think that Dave would give? How do we help her? Or should we not do anything at all and let her continue to make her own choices. She has a job now that pays well and a decent retirement fund for a job. She can get out of debt, but she will most likely have to rent the rest of her life. See if she'll take Financial Peace University, and that way she'll understand what's going on with all this spending and keeping that debt out there. But yeah, some people don't want to be. I mean, and she could possibly be doing some grief spending. It's possible, but I mean, that's where her son needs to say, this isn't, just like you said, it's not sustainable. So hopefully she can understand that. Like I said, see if she'll go through Financial Peace University with you. If you haven't gone before, go ahead. This is from Housewife-ish. That's awesome. So if you're ish, and you want her to be in at all, but you're not in all the way, obviously the more of Dave's advice you do, the better. But yeah, she just needs to understand. So that she needs to, and some people don't want to be confined by a budget. Even if they're the ones making up the budget, they don't want to be constricted. They want to be able to spend whatever money they want to. But the problem is that there's not a continuous pile of money that you can pull from. That's going to be there always. So yeah, while she has a job is the time where she needs to be paying all that stuff off, so she is better. And so that none of her retirement money needs to go to paying off debt, so she can keep all that retirement money. Let's see. Spoken to her about it. Real honest conversation. Not much you can do if she's not willing to change. That's true too. Let's see. His debt is not necessarily legally now her debt. It's definitely his estate's debt, but that sounds like his estate. That's not right. Some of this debt might not be her liabilities. Yeah, but that is true. Yeah, giving money will just enable. That's right. Let's see. We separated what was actually her debt and solely his, so she only paid what she had to with the life insurance. The only thing that isn't hers is the student loans, but his mom co-signed on them, and she isn't going to leave that with her, so she's paying it off still. We're in the process of figuring out how she can claim his Social Security, but she will get teacher retirement. All right, yeah, she does get his Social Security. Survivor benefits. Delaying till 70 is commonly the best answer because that way you get the most money. Again, you can't help someone who isn't willing to change. Yeah, see if you can get. She needs to, just realize what situation she's in, and taking FPU could get her there to understanding what is going on. Alrighty, that's from 21 hours ago. No _ imagination 1313. 200K plus student debit. That's debt. There's no I in debt. People mess those up all the time though. Help with more than just the debit / debt confusion. I'm sure wants more help with the 200K. Just did under 3 years of a master's doctorate program with anticipation making 65K on the low end, with 75 to 80K being average. Took around 200K in loans, federal and private. Not worth it. Not worth it for that. Not worth it for that. Not worth it for that at all. That's not enough income being promised to get that. And a lot of people go into masters and doctorates with the supposed riches coming their way, but the cost of the education is just not worth it. Just a lot of times, just stick with your regular degree and get a job. Let's see, because I'm a first gen with no guidance. I don't know what first gen means. Besides, do whatever needed to get the degree, right? No, not whatever, not loans. If you didn't do loans, you wouldn't have that problem. Granted, you wouldn't, be in that program, but let's see, I know COVID is still a thing and all, but I'm working full time, busting my butt. Cool. Finishing out the year around 38K. Yeah, well, literally drowning in, again, debt. There's no I in it. Currently, my private student loans are $1,700 a month, not including federal. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. That's not sustainable. You can keep taking out student loans. It probably sounds like what you're gonna do, and then it's still gonna. So if that's 200K, hopefully that's it. Hopefully that's all. You've already taken it out. Damage is done. So now you gotta get to work paying it back. Finish the. She did just under 3 years of a master's doctorate program. Okay. So when are you done? Let's see if he asks, or she. What is it? No _ imagination. Can't imagine how crushing that would be, even if you were expecting to make 100K out of school, right? There we go. If it's medical related, look into farm or medical device sales. They make serious money, and your degree would make you a great candidate. Sales is a great path to paying down serious debt. Short amount of time. Thanks. Hadn't thought of that. I'm wondering if they got done with it and then found out that it's not going to be 65K. So if you can't even get 65K after spending 200K, that is what we call a bad ROI, return on investment. So that's why you don't do that, kids. Watch Borrowed Future. Get the book Debt Free Degree from Anthony O'Neill. It is available in the Ramsey Solution store. $10. Well worth that money. If you don't want to spend that money, get it from the library. Dave would say you need to work on the income side of the issue. That's right. You don't need to work in your field. Just work on your income. Yeah. DPT, doctor in physical therapy, perhaps. Even if you were making 75 to 80K now, I still think that's a low payout. Right. That's what I was saying. Sorry. No, that's not helpful. That's right. Doctorate of occupational therapy. Yep. That's what it is. Okay, with COVID and all, insurance has changed significantly in regards to. I've had colleagues with salaries that cut in half over the past couple of years. Yeah, well, that's the stuff. Again, being first generation in this country. Oh, I see. He's from a different country. And the only one in my family to get a higher education. I was led to feel loans were my only option. That's right, and that's also why you need to watch the documentary from Ramsey Solutions, Borrowed Future, because it has all this stuff in there. And they, you wouldn't believe how many, not even kids, how many people in general, they hear one of their friends, or they hear a guidance counselor, or they hear a politician say, "Oh, they'll be forgiven," and then they just go ahead and take out millions of dollars, in student loans, and that's just not the case. That's not going to happen. But as far as you're led to feel loans are your only option, Dave Ramsey, who's not his site, but a fan site of his, r/Dave Ramsey, his whole deal is no loans. So perhaps you learned about him later, and now you're here that you are in the problem. So I get that. So living the beans and rice life, right? You're on that forever until you get those loans paid back. Yeah, even if you do get $100,000 a year job, you're still on beans and rice until you pay that $200,000 back. I don't know how to up my income, honestly. Yeah. Well, even though you're first gen in this country, you certainly picked up on the millennial speak. Are you working full time? Or maybe that's more Gen X speak. I don't know. The Gen X think that the millennials are boomers, so I don't know. If so, you need to look for a new employer. You should be making way more than 38K. Yep, full time. He's making 38K in his degree that he got a master's in to do. So, I mean, this is like the $100,000 degree in social work that people call up all the time. Social workers call up Dave all the time and say, "Yeah, I got $100,000 because I went to this private school and got a social worker degree, and for $100,000, and then make 30 being a social worker." So you got to, that's great. All that stuff is great. I mean, Dave even says that about mission trip work. Not everybody can do that. If you can donate the time, away from making an income, and you can go on a mission trip, and and give your time away, that's great. But you have to be able to afford to do that. So you just can't say, "Oh, well, I'll be a social worker," because that's a good thing to do. You got to think about the realities of life, where you need a good enough income, and if you were going to do that, you could make 30,000 doing just about anything, and you wouldn't have needed the $100,000 degree. So yep, relocation. Bonnie MSN is one of the mods here. She let me post my Baby Steps song and Dr. Deloney song on here, on this subreddit. Let's see. Yep, low cost of living, middle of nowhere place with high demand for your services. Yep. Got his doctorate in 2019. That's 2 years ago, babe. 2 years ago. Yep. Who's the doctor? That's right. 200,000. Who's the doctor? Yep. Bum, bum, bum. Still breaking out. The first generation in this country, only one in the family. That doesn't matter. I mean, that's great. That's great that you're the first one in your whole family to get a higher education. Led to feel that loans were my only option. Yep. Sorry. You should have known it was too good to be true. Too good to be true. If you work for a job that qualifies for Indian Health Service Loan Repayment Program, you get 40K forgiven after 2 years. All right? Require location. Yeah, something like that. You got to think outside the box there. You got to see how you can, take overtime. Take overtime. Anything you can do. Anything you can do to make the money to pay it back. There's not much outside of that. So you don't need to have a life other than that. Just work. Work, sleep a little bit, work some more. All right. TSP, I should have paused my TSP contribution to lose out on matching in order to quickly pay off my TSP loan. Yes. Because that would be the equivalent of a 401k loan. Right now, contributing 5% and have the longest amortization TSP, for which I owe 18K. If I pause the contribution, I could pay off the loan in less than a year. Yes, do that. Not match, then pay off debt. Nope. I know this is Dave-ish, but this and a few other roles can be Dave-ish. No, I can't. Don't do that. You pause it, pay out the debt as soon as possible, and then you get the match. Yep. Alrighty then. Let's see. December debt update. congratulations, I think, is what's going to happen here is this marked off stuff on honors. Okay, so 12/27/21. Wrote it backwards. Might not be in America. Bloody fellow. Baby step 2. 17,589.66 to go. Hit a bit of a roadblock financially minimum. An incident at our tennis club led to a lot of mental strain and led into previous behaviors. Yeah, OURS, so definitely English or something, because we don't do the OURS here for behaviors. Depression is a heck of a thing. Absolutely. Accidentally focusing energy on other things. I know that's not what you all want, right? Yeah, feel guilt immensely, feel not ashamed. Down 25K in a year's large achievement for me. Debt free by 2023 has about a ring to it. Here's to the new year. Absolutely, here's to the new year. $17,000 in debt. Tennis club membership is what I am going to say. Do not do that. Why are you at a tennis club membership? What is that? 37,784. I don't know what PL right there means. 6/30/21, 7/29. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, I see what it's in order. Now it's going down. All right. Yeah, that's what I would think of. You know, why are you at a tennis club anyway? And an incident at the tennis club. I mean, is this some kind of thing that could have been easily avoided at the tennis club? If you're not at the tennis club, that doesn't happen. Need to have a greater purpose in life than simply paying off debt, accumulating money. Dave said his system isn't fixing a math problem, it's a behavior problem, right? Yeah. Started to get itself back on track now, which I'm excited for. Great. 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 Try to limit it around the budget, but I have been overindulgent. Yeah. Tennis club. All right. So he's refocused now, sounds like. And still even throughout everything, we're still making progress, as you can see. Debt keeps going down. All right, retirement 401. What time is it? 8:43. Retirement 401k target formula. So the year, that's when I review my finances. I've been researching for the target number to have by retirement. The future can be hard to predict. Yes, it can be. But I boiled the formula down to current annual household expenses times life expectancy after age of retirement times 1.5 or 2, factor in inflation, equals 401k / Roth / traditional IRA combined by age of retirement. Example, annual expenses 80k times 25 years after retirement. Retire at 60 times 1.5 or 2 is 3 million to 4 million. Yeah. Okay. You talk me into it, so do that. SoCal family, both the wife and I work, both with 401k maxing out annual. It's a rough estimate because by retirement, no more mortgage or child care tuition, right? But may have higher medical expenses, yes. And hopefully leisure activities, sure. Okay. You can always do more. Expected annual expenses less Social Security times 25. There you go. If you have a pension, add that to Social Security. Okay. Should I get current on my bills before baby step 1? Yes. That is baby step 0 part of it. There's a bunch of different parts of it. The 4 walls, which is shelter, transportation, food, utilities are the 4 walls. You got to do that. And get current. And probably the most important thing on baby step 0 is the thing that a lot of people forget. And a lot of people say that they're on the baby steps and call Dave and ask him about. The first thing on baby step 0, most important thing. I mean, well, all right, I'll take that back. I mean, it's as important as the rest of them. If you're going to do this, you decide that loans are not an option anymore. Let's see if there's no nothing else there, but that's baby step 0. But also getting current on the bills is one of them. So you do that first. But definitely baby step 0. No more loans. No more financing. No more nothing like that. Alrighty. That advice is wrong there. It says save $1,000 first. No, this one's correct. Yes, you're on baby step 0 until all your 4 walls, food, housing, transportation, utilities are current. Become current on the car, then complete baby step 1. Put the credit card in your debt snowball. Yeah. Alrighty. My hidden debt, I think, is missed in all this. Let's see. Screaming tigers. Dave is smarter than I don't think I know better. I have been bit in the butt a little, and maybe because I didn't use common sense, that will happen. Doing all the right things, 15%, 401k, $800 a month in the college savings. That's a lot. $800 a month in college savings for a kid, depending on how old the kid is. That's a lot. Baby step 3B. 3B is not paying down house, so it's done in 12 years. 3B is saving for a down payment. So I'm not following. I have this nice chunk of disposable income of which I give some, and I do waste it without remorse since Dave says I did it right. I bought a collection of motorcycles the past few years, guilt-free, all paid, all value $300K, which is way less than 50% income. But there is an issue. At 43, I only have $250K in my 401k, right? So that 30K would have been better in your retirement or paying off the house, which puts you in a better situation for that. Even with 15% doing a Roth, I'll fall short. This 15 with the company match is $2,100 a month to show how bad a shape I'm in. Yeah. Well, maybe you shouldn't waste it. Maybe you should have remorse to waste it with the disposal. Maybe it shouldn't be disposable income. So here I am going back into Ramsey mode, but almost like it's baby step 2. Yeah. Instead of paying debt, I'm saving. I'll max out my 401k and fund both mine and wife's Roths. Yeah. With all that, the budget is tight, like baby step 2. I'll sell some bikes to get that into a brokerage account so I can save only so much tax-free. This hidden debt, let's see, he's 43, so yeah, his children might be getting old there, so the $800 a month in the college savings might be necessary for them. Also, have them be spending every waking moment. They're not in high school or working. They could be working as well, but if they're not, have them get off of screens, off of the phone, off of video games. Have them apply for every scholarship and grant that exists. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so this hidden debt is not something that is really addressed in the baby steps. Okay, before I go on here, I'll finish this, and maybe it's going to have a good payoff here. But a lot of people operate like this, where they come into Ramsey chat and start talking about this stuff, where they have financial theory about it. Doesn't like actually pertain to anyone's actual life, but they have financial theory. Now this supposedly will apply to this guy's life, so we'll see. But and sometimes you try to think too much, try to think your way into better financial shape, and you can't do that. You got to work your way into it. This hidden debt is not something really addressed in the baby steps. There needs to be a checkpoint to determine if baby step 5+ are feasible given the status of the retirement. I went from feeling so accomplishment and guilt-free back to panic gazelle. I estimate it will take me 5 to 10 years to catch up now. Now I feel like I'm poor enough. What did I again? ETA. Dave made huge positive impact in my life. For example, we had too much Christmas. Yep. And what he means is that instead of my plan $1,200 in savings, I only put $846. In addition to all the above, his steps worked. That's true. Yeah. So, there doesn't need to be a checkpoint to determine if baby steps 5+ are feasible. They are. It's just you may not be able to spend as much money as you want to. You may not be able to buy motorcycles. If you're doing it as a part-time job, you're buying them and saving them and making money that way, then sure. But, and the most important thing is that there needs to be a checkpoint to determine if baby step 5+ are feasible given the status of the retirement. Hey, if you got where you are now, that's better than so many other people. That's better than people still on baby step 2. That's better than people without a full emergency fund. That's better than people who have nothing in retirement and you have $250K. So, I mean, you'll make some more, but it's not going to be, what you want it to be. So nobody said to completely relax. I mean, they tell you that you can step off the gas a little bit once you get the full emergency fund taken care of. They tell you to do that and take a breath and stuff like that, but you don't start sending money. I mean, you don't just start wasting money. I mean, there's one thing to be enjoying some of it, which yes, you can do, but not if you're going to be worried. Not if you have kids going into college very, very soon, which I would think, since you're putting $800 a month into that, or you have a lot of kids. You have a 1-year emergency fund. It is 12 to 6 months of emergency fund. What do I say? 3 to 6 months of emergency fund. 1 year is too long in cash just sitting there. So that could be invested. That could be put in college accounts. So half of that year emergency fund. 1 year emergency fund is too much in case you have some kind of medical condition or other kind of drama going on. So, and that's not how, I don't understand how that's hidden debt, because you don't have any debt except the mortgage. So maybe by like hidden debt is something like that people would talk about by your cost of like not having invested in Amazon or Apple when they first came out. That's not debt, because that's not guaranteed to be yours. You don't get that money unless you do invest in those companies when they came out. But that's not what you should do according to Dave Ramsey, because how many companies were supposed to be that big as well and weren't, where they went out of business? You know, for every Apple there's an Enron. So, and all the companies that were part of the .com bubble, they were all supposed to be make all kinds of money, and so much of them, many of them went out of business. So you can't do that, and so you feel like you're poor again. What did you miss? You missed where it says 3 to 6 months of emergency fund, and you also missed where it doesn't say waste it. It says enjoy a little bit of it, but you also might have missed thinking about all this before you wasted all that money. So let's see, whatever. 2 million seems reasonable to him as well. Did he say 2 million? Yeah, I don't think he didn't say 2 million. I'm gonna do 2 million seems reasonable to me as well, personally. It's not the Dave way, but I'm putting retirement before mortgage and cars. At least as long as rates are this low. So you don't do, I see. So he's investing more than 15%, I'm guessing, and not paying more on the mortgage. Okay, well, if you're gonna be Davish, that's up to you. That's not what the original poster was talking about. So your goal is to be 2 million by retirement. He must have posted that down somewhere in the bottom, because I don't see here where it says 2 million in any of this. So let's see, 6% as aggressive return. S&P 500 makes 10 to 12% a year. That's too much. People always like to say, well, you got to consider inflation in there and other costs. So yeah, index fund is 16% annually for the last 10 years. So you're either buying multiple motorcycles, but your aggressive is only 6%, right? You're doing it wrong. As far as that, 800, yeah, how old are the kids? 800, a little rich. Yep. My kids live at home. Some of the expenses they say can be cash flow. Say 40 per kid. Yeah, 15 and 12. So they're not toddlers, but there's still time for there. So, boom, boom, boom. The theory is that the lifestyle to which you've been accustomed is determined by your salary. The yearly expenses are at least in part determined by your salary. Yeah, people do that all the time. That's why doctors have, hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. But once they get that high-paying job, they start spending way, way more instead of paying it off. Boom, boom, boom. Why are you spending so much on toys when you could be paying your house off sooner? Emergency fund seems high. You can dump 3 to 6 months of that on your mortgage. Absolutely. You make a good point. It's because I followed the steps literally. My emergency fund high is because wife was stay at home 15 years and still doesn't make much now. It doesn't matter. It's of expenses. Keeping high, but eventually I can do what you just said. All right. Well, that's yours. That's your choice on that. Alrighty, that's probably good. What we need here. Dave says he was working with way too many people with a paid off house and not enough money and ended up in a reverse mortgage. That's right. That's right. Baby steps as written. You're an adult. Do what you want. There you go. You got it. Another what would Dave do from yesterday? Dischiro, DSCHRO 1219. What would Dave do? I know generally out of budget, but when it comes to big budget items that come up that aren't emergencies, how do you budget for them? Do you lower expenses in other areas to add the difference to the big budget item, like Christmas gift shopping or a trip to the mechanic that costs more than anticipated? All right. So we talked about this in the Ramsey chat today. These would be, let's take Christmas first. These would be sinking fund items. Big budget items that come up but aren't emergencies. So that is, so say you want, make it easy. So say you want to spend $1,200 at Christmas time. You know how you get to that $1,200 Christmas time? Save $100 every month. $100 times 12 equals $1,200 by December. So that's how that works. If you know you're going to need new tires, you put X amount every month to the tire fund, sinking fund. And if you have, let's see what else can come up there. If the trip to the mechanic costs more than anticipated, you would just try to use what you have and try to cash flow the rest of it out of one or two checks. If possible, if it's going to be a huge expense, then that's when you decide if the car is worth keeping, or if you can get a cheap car instead of getting yours repaired if it's a big repair. But yeah, even the trip to the mechanic that costs more than anticipated, that's not even an emergency. But yeah, any items like that, any purchases like that, any upcoming expenses that you know about in advance, like Christmas, you put certain amount away every month for X months or X number of paychecks until you have the amount for that. Like people do a sinking fund for vacation even. Let's see. Yep, there you go. Sinking fund for gifts, sinking fund for car repair. Savings account, contribute to monthly, that pay for household projects, auto repairs, kids' summer activities, etc. Yep, sinking fund. Alrighty, what time is it? Oh, 9:03. Okay, we'll do one more. What should I do? Baby step 4. What should I do with a retention bonus? Alright, congrats on the retention bonus. Any Monday, without even looking at the question, or the explanation of the question, without even looking at that, any extra money goes to whatever baby step you're on. Any extra money at any time goes to whatever baby step you're on. If you're on baby step 2, paying off debt, you send that much more to all your debt, smallest to largest, until that extra money is gone. And then you keep going. Let's see, this person is in baby step 4. You see the baby step 4 flare right there. Agreed to a $35,000 retention bonus, $25K net, that's getting paid out soon. The terms are I have to stay with my company until June 2023. If I leave, I have to pay it back in full. Fair enough. Debt-free other than the house. 26 years old. I don't want to be risky with this bonus and spend it all, but I also don't want to have it losing value sitting in bank account. What should you do with the large sum of money? So it's going to be $25,000. So you 26 years old, don't know if you have kids, but if you're in baby step 4, that means you're investing. So you could immediately max out your retirement. Rather than have it come out every check, you could immediately max it out for the year. You could, if you haven't already maxed it out for this year, you could finish it up, because for 2021 you can contribute to retirement investing accounts until tax day, April 15th. I believe is when that is. So you can 2022, and you can invest still contribute to 2021 for the year 2021 in retirement accounts. So you could do that. You could put, if you have kids saving for college, you could get that started if you haven't, and max out that, depending on whether it's a ESA or 529, whatever you want to do there. Or you could throw it on the house. If you're doing 15% already, and you also have college, if that applies, under control, then you could put all that $25,000 on the house. Don't want to be risky with the bonus and spend it all. Don't spend any of it. But also don't want to have it losing value sitting in a bank account. Okay, so just because you don't want it losing value sitting in a bank account doesn't mean you should spend it. But maybe he means like on stuff he should spend, like the rest of the baby steps. So yeah, I'm gonna go probably house on it. You're 26 years old. You got plenty of time for the retirement contributions to happen just out of your checks, your income. So you got plenty of time for that. Why wouldn't you want a house paid off faster? So that's what I would put it on. And if you have that 25K, means you have that much more equity in your house, that's definitely not losing value. That's gaining value, especially in this market, right? Total compensation. Do you have emergency fund or similar liquid cash that would cover 35K if you needed to leave? And so if I'm investing it, not put it somewhere I could pull the money out quicker. What would you need the money for? No different than regular money. This person would invest it. Yeah. No, if they let you go, they can't take the money back unless you're fired for cause. But yeah, I would say that. I just wouldn't leave. Just you took the retention bonus. Stay there. Don't give them any reason to fire you. Stay there. They're either going to withhold the 10K in taxes or they won't, and that'll be due on either. Yeah. Okay. Keep it liquid. Is there a reason you got this money? A move might be in your interest. Yeah, it could. I mean, if you think there's any chance, but I mean, if I took a retention bonus from somewhere, I would probably plan on staying there until the time, which is June 2023, which is what, 18 months from now, or no? Yeah, 18 months from now. 6K into Roth IRA for 2021, 6K in 2022. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Fully fund the EF. It already is because he's in baby step 4. It should be. He said it was in baby step 4. So he should already have the full emergency fund. And then not the brokerage account. I would put it on the house. Because if you move and you sell the house, you do get that back. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody wants them to invest it. Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, it's not small potatoes, but it is just $25,000. It's not like it's $1 million. Let's see, this person until June of 2023, I wouldn't consider this money mine. See, again, I would, because I would say, okay, I'm taking the retention bonus. I'm staying here. No matter what, I'm staying here. So, yeah. Father baby steps is written. 15 retirement, no kids. And the next step is to throw money at your mortgage. That's right, nifty. Baby step 7, look at that. Nifty agrees with me. The conservative Vanguard fund. Everybody loves to say their, which they're all the same, it doesn't matter. Everybody loves to say their particular brokerage for some reason. I don't know why. People love it. All right. So that is the last of Ramsey Coach support for today. Next Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time will be, where's the computer thing, will be a new episode of Tech Support with Coach D Money, where I do the same exact thing that I just did, but instead of it being the Dave Ramsey subreddit, it will be the Tech Support subreddit. Alrighty. Once again, I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and I have this website, and every weekday, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, right after the Ramsey Show video is over, even if it's a replay, I go live with the Ramsey Show after show. I did show 181 earlier today. And again, you can schedule free consultation at calendly.com/CoachDmoney. The link is at the top of the chat for this video. It's also in the description of the video, and there's a link to it right here on my YouTube banner. Schedule free consultation. Oh, why don't we just show you what it looks like. That takes you to calendly.com. You click on that, you click on that, you click on the day you want. You can change it to January or February or March, whatever day. You change, you click that, and then you can click the time that you want the appointment to be, and it will let me know when you want that appointment. We have... click that P, that's paypal.me/CoachDmoney, and that will allow you to send a donation if you would like. I cannot get monetized in any way, not super chats, not anything from YouTube until that 314 number right there says 1,000. You also have to get 4,000 hours watched in a year. And I will hit that, no problem whatsoever. Thanks to everybody that has subscribed and liked and hit the notification bell. Thank you so much. Instagram is Coach Steve Money, no spaces. Let's see. I already talked about the Ramsey Show after show, and Mondays 8 p.m. alternating tech support and Ramsey Coach support. This week was Ramsey Coach support. Next week on Monday night will be tech support. Wednesdays I do the Curse of Oak Island recaps. That's not a live show, that's pre-recorded, and it's whenever I can get the episode watched and the materials that I need for that, pictures from the show, and write the script and record the script and get that bad boy uploaded to YouTube. But that'll be sometime on Wednesday. And normally that's going to be before 8 o'clock, and Wednesdays and Saturdays 8 p.m. Eastern Time is Old Man Video Gaming, where I play single-player games. What games have I played recently? There's the Oak Island. This one right here, 7.4 thousand views. Thank you so much if you've watched that one. Where's the video game? There we go. Playing Lost in Random, Dark. I'm on the second and last DLC for that, so almost done with that. And I am a PC builder. I have done tech support for 20 plus years, so I know what I'm doing. So this game basically feels like work, so it's kind of fun. And yesterday I did a PlayStation remote play stream test where I connected the PlayStation 4 to the computer so I could stream it without an expensive video capture card. So I will be doing some of those games. As you can see, this is The Last of Us 2, and that is my favorite game of all time. And so I will be doing that. Probably playthroughs of both of those games, Last of Us and Last of Us Part 2. There's a Last of Us series coming on HBO. And that is starring Pedro Pascal. You know him as the Mandalorian. And, I can't remember the character's name from Game of Thrones. And his Game of Thrones co-star, Bella Ramsey. No relation to Dave Ramsey, I don't think. She was Lady Marmot in Game of Thrones, and she is playing Ellie. And that is sometime this year, I believe. 2022 for that. Next year then. Because it's still 2021. Alrighty, that's enough talking from me. Everybody makes smart financial decisions every day. Oh, also, if you have any questions or you want to talk to me about anything that I've talked about, even anything that's on my other on my playlists, any of the other kind of topics that I've talked about, CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Thanks so much. Good night.